Hello and welcome back to Tekkit Space with me, James CS. Of course you can't see me because I'm not actually on the server. I'm just looking at it. There's a reason for this. I thought I'd do something a bit different this time. It's going to be a short video. I thought I'd just show you how cool our little world is. I really love this Dynmap mod. It's so good, like just being able to see the world like this from this perspective. Basically, I thought what I'd do this episode is run you through some of the plans for the future in terms of building up and making this place awesome. So, what we've got here, even though you can't really see it because of the angle that we're at, you kind of see the ledge a little bit there. That's the Space Launch Center. I'm going to build this up and have it, and it's going to have a huge tower, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. I cannot wait for that. Also, well, I quite like this area. I like this how it is. But I was thinking, you see where this area here is going to be filled in by a filler, and obviously all of this farm is going to be turned into farmland, and it's going to look absolutely amazing. Then I had the idea of building like a little dock area here and having like a fishing area as like an extension of the farm. This area down here, these crops are all going to get taken away. I'm probably going to build like a waterfront area all around here. Definitely coming around here just to sort of like make a cool like coastline sort of thing. Turn this into a bit more of a fancy bridge. I'll do the same on this side as well, just to make it look a bit more like a town, because at the moment, you know, it's definitely lacking in development. We've just got a few half-built buildings dotted around, which isn't good. This was going to be the resource centre. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. I'm going to add like specialist items. What I say shops. I'd actually like to quite look into some of the things that are in Tekkit, because I've seen vending machines and stuff like that in extra utilities. In Tekkit Classic, they had a thing called a trader map, which allowed you to exchange items. So we could have like shops and that actually exchange items. So, for example, you'd put a safe next to it, and which was basically like a chest. You'd put the item that you want, and then what you'd give in return. You obviously put the items in the chest that you can give them. So when they put what you want in, they get payment. So I thought about having a system like that. That'd be really cool. I'm going to investigate that. I don't know if that really is a thing in this Tekkit, but it would be really good if it was, because then we could have actual shops rather than everyone just having free stuff. Although free stuff will be available for beginners. I guess in this area we'll turn this. Obviously there'll only be so much stuff available, but we're eventually going to build factories as well as shops. We'll have like an industrial area. Oh, it's going to be amazing. I was originally going to build a big wall, because I have a thing for, I just like building big walls. But I don't really think we need one, or I have no idea where the sort of boundaries would be for that, because it's all just open land. I think I discovered in an earlier episode, and by the way, this is a cool way that you can see the world that we've been playing in. From a totally new perspective. That's the village with a really strangely built architectured house with a lava waterfall in his windows that kind of burnt his house down. Up this way is the rift, and which is somewhere around here. I wonder if we can see our little dog place. Is this the rift? Yeah, look, there's our little dog. That's where all our dogs are. And that's our crappy little shed. From that episode, that was fun. And if you keep going further up, I think we reach Land's End, and there should be a little sign that says that it's Land's End. And basically that's where the landmass finishes, and then the ocean begins. Meaning that this is, at least it seems to be, an island. Just a really big one. And then you've got more islands up here. I love being on an island. Although this seems to be a big landmass full of all sorts of different water. I like the idea of having just one huge island that you can eventually fill the whole space. And it, like, looking at these bits, it does look like this is just a massive island. So that's kind of interesting. I thought you'd be interested in that. What else are we going to do? I mean, these farmlands are going to look a lot better. The filler is still taking dirt from the quarry and using it to fill up this gap, and then the same will be done here. And then when the next quarry gets set up, it will be the same, but into here, and that will just keep expanding on outwards across the desert. What's that? Probably mine. I mean, their house might be in risk of being quarried. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure we can sort of dodge around it or something. This area definitely needs a boost. This is like town centre. This building doesn't really have a purpose. Originally it was going to be like our main headquarters. We had the ME system in here. I don't know what we're going to do with it now. Like, it's got this big grand entrance, and it's got these big towers. Maybe it should be like the town hall. I don't know what we would do in there. I suppose we could have, or we could use it as the library. I don't know. We could post notes and stuff in there about the server. Then again, that's kind of what the Facebook page is for. But it would be in game. I don't know. We'll work out what to do with it. I might be adding more mods into the server at a later date. I would love to have Flans mod. Imagine having cars and planes. Oh, it'd be amazing. What else was it? I wanted to add biomes aplenty, but I think that would mean pretty much starting the whole world from scratch. I don't really want to do that. I suppose it would load up new chunks, but you'd have to venture quite far out, which could be cool though, because that mod makes for excellent exploration. And if you don't know what it is, I strongly recommend you look it up. And being that it's a forged mod, it would be very easy for me to do that. Of course, doing that would mean we'd be essentially having to create our own mod pack that isn't Tekkit. We'd be sort of adding a couple of things, and it might not work. There might be item compatibility issues and stuff like that. So anyway, enough of the jargon. That's pretty much my plan. I'm going to build this up, everything in between. I want to build over this water. Maybe have, I don't know. No, I don't think we need any more bridges here. We could build something here in the middle. We could have sort of like, we could have waterfronty kind of areas edging the river. See, I love coming on here and just doing this and just imagining what to build, and how I'm going to build up this as a town and eventually like a massive metropolis city, and how to use the land really. I think you get a much better idea of what you want to do with it from this perspective rather than when you're up close, because you can kind of, it's like Sim City almost, but a lot slower to build. But yeah, it's cool. We're going to have some cool buildings. We're going to stick to like oldie world kind of buildings here, and then I guess as we move further out of that kind of vanilla-y sort of feel, we'll build like skyscrapers and stuff like that. It's going to be amazing. We're going to build roads for when we get moon buggies, so we can get around nice and quickly. We'll probably have a rail network. There's no rest. See, the thing is, when more players come on, they'll probably want to go off and settle their own towns, so we could link up rail lines to there. I know you can use linking books, but it's kind of fun just to have trains, you know what I mean? And also, I want to try using rockets as like jets, if that makes any sense. So, what I'm basically saying is horizontal flight. Instead of just going up, like flying it outwards and just seeing how far I go. I'm sure the server would love to load up all those chunks that quickly, and seeing if it's possible to actually land, because then I could have like 2 bases at each end that you have to get there by rocket. It'd be quite cool with like landing areas on each side. I don't know, they'll probably just explode. I have literally no idea, and that's going to be an episode in itself. I am actually going to do that, because we've got 2 rockets, which means we kind of have a spare. I'm going to set up a linking book to the moon and to Mars, so we don't need the rockets to get there anymore. It would just be the space station, so we'll have even less need of a rocket. Speaking of the moon and Mars, there's nothing new on the moon So I don't really feel the need to show you that, but I think maybe, just because we can, we'll have a look at Mars and see what we can do there. We'll get there. Oh, there we go. 3D map every time. Okay, so obviously we haven't loaded up a great deal of it because we didn't spend much time there and we didn't explore much of the land. It might also be that the mod itself didn't have a chance to render much of the land. There's a green slimeling egg. Somewhere around here is Mini-Me, but I'm not sure where. There's a rocket launch pad. I don't know why the pad's still there, because it should have been destroyed when we took off. Who knows? Unless someone's secretly been using our rockets to visit Mars, I don't know. But then I feel like they would have explored more of it. What is that? Is that just a dimensional door? Got these things everywhere. Everywhere you go, dimensional doors. More eggs, presumably. There's quite a lot of them. You could build like quite an army. I mean, I've heard... Oh, look, you can see underneath. Look at that. Is that have we just secretly found a dungeon? Whatever that is, that looks amazing. We should definitely start a quarrying operation on Mars, just so we can see what the hell that is. Well, there's an egg under there. Maybe there's a tunnel that leads to it. This is like all stuff to be done in the future. I thought that's kind of the point of this episode, was just to show you sort of what I've got planned. And last but definitely not least, if I can find it. Oh, here we go. World Space Station 53 for some reason. I don't know why. And here it is. Here's our amazing space station so far. Oh, that's the spawn thing. I was like, what the hell is that? Obviously, it doesn't actually look like that. But the rest of it's pretty spot on. That is kind of what our space station is at the moment. Obviously, you can't see the world underneath it and all of that. There's no real background. It's just this. This is it. It's cool though. I can't wait to sort of, eventually I'll zoom out and there'll be like a massive fleet of like, it'll be like the Death Star. We could totally do a Death Star. That'd be quite difficult, but we could do it. Should we do a Death Star? Or should we do like a fleet of ships? That'd be quite cool. I really like the idea of the space station because you can just do so much with it. So yeah, well, anyway. Let's get back down to Earth. Get out of space. Back down to Earth. Eventually. I've probably gone past it. I don't know what all these pocket dimensions are. I know that one of them is the old server world, which you've seen before, I think. That's the main one, I believe. Yeah, here we are, look. And this is the one that needs the most... Well, they all need work. That's the problem. There's so much to do, which is good because it means there's going to be loads of episodes. We're never going to run out of things to do. We're always going to be able to expand and play with new technology. I think there's so much in the mod pack. And it's not even like just using the stuff in the mod pack. It's being creative with it. Like using things in ways that maybe they shouldn't be used. I think in the future we're going to have a lot of fun with things like spatial pylons. Even though we've got linking books, I might try and use spatial pylons to create sort of mob teleporters, because mobs aren't clever enough to use linking books. And how am I going to get mobs, say, to Mars? If I wanted to get Crazy Horse to Mars, I could just put him inside like a spatial pylon set up, like put him on a drive and then unload him on Mars. I think that's the way to do it. You can do it with players, you can do it with mobs. Yeah. So that's pretty much it, really. I don't think there's much more to see. I suppose we could have a look at the Nether. See if we can see our charging station. Oh god. Can't really see a lot. I guess it's still not rendered the Nether. So back to the overworld, I guess. The end. That's just going to be black because we haven't actually been there yet. We need to find it though. That's one of our goals. I'm hoping eventually one of our quarries, however long it takes, will eventually hit an area of the end, and then we'll find it and go beat the Ender Dragon and all that. That'll be fun. But yeah, we're just building up the farm. We're going to build up this whole town. I'm going to make this into an awesome building. It's going to have a big like control tower on the top, just to make it look more space century, I guess. I thought actually of building maybe just like, you know, like one of those observatories. That'd be quite a cool thing to have on the roof of it, as it is a space dense like launch center. So yeah, that's it really. That's my plans for building. Obviously there are other things involved, like, I don't know, shut up, watch. Like all the technological side of things. I'm gonna need to get my backpack. What I haven't said is I'm gonna do a jetpack on my power suit. But to do that I need energy shields. To do that I need my ender lily to be fully grown, which I can see from here that it isn't. Oh, by the way, Carpenter's blocks doesn't get on with Dynmap, just so you know, which is why the wrestling ring is invisible, apart from the dirt. And I'm surprised they're in actually, but Carpenter's blocks isn't. But hey ho, it's strange, but it's still really, really cool, and I strongly recommend using it. The only downside to Dynmap is it takes up quite a lot of, well, it doesn't take that much space, like, but in a way it does. I'd say it doubled the size of my server, so it makes backing up take a bit longer, but it's totally worth it because it's such an awesome feature to have. And you can see where players are. I don't know if you can chat with this. Let's try it. Hey. No, I don't know if that did anything. I don't know if that's for commands or what the hell that does. Obviously this, and as you can see, our world is super busy at the moment. But yeah, that's it. That's Dynmap. That's the world as we know it, and a couple of other worlds. And that's our plans of expansion for the future. Yeah, this has been a different episode. So next time we'll crack on with one of the things that I said before. God knows which one. Hopefully, really hopefully, jetpack and energy shields. That'd be awesome. It's just waiting for these ender lily seeds to grow. Or I could just go back to the rift and do it the grindy way, which is a pain in the arse. But I probably won't. I'm probably just going to wait for that to grow and do other things in the meantime. And keep building up our space station, actually. That's what we're doing, yeah. Space station, yeah. Okay, guys, thanks. This is James ES, Tekkit Space. A slightly different episode. I hope you enjoyed it all the same. If you want more information about Dynmap, just let me know. If you want to know how to put it onto your server, like, I'm not going to make the video if, say, there's already a perfectly good video out there, and there's just no point really in having loads of different versions of the same tutorial. So I'll let me know if you want me to do a tutorial on how to install it onto your server. If not, then, well, it's something I don't have to worry about doing. Have a good evening or morning or day or whatever time it is. This is James ES, Tekkit Space. I'll see you in the next video.